In a cozy little bedroom where the walls were painted with scenes from prehistoric times, there lived a little boy named Timmy. Timmy had a big heart, a wild imagination, and a love for dinosaurs that knew no bounds. Timmy tucked Dino under his arm and yawned widely. "Good night, Dino," he whispered, his voice thick with sleep. "You be good now." With that, Timmy turned off the light and snuggled deep into his blankets. His favorite possession was a stuffed dinosaur named Dino, who sat patiently on his bed, waiting for bedtime stories and hugs. One night, after a particularly rousing tale of a dinosaur who saved the world, it was time for bed. As soon as his eyes drooped shut, something incredible happened. Dino, the stuffed dinosaur, twitched his tail and opened his button eyes. He yawned, revealing a pink tongue, and said in a small voice, "I'm going on an adventure, Timmy." Its yellow eyes twinkled in the darkness, and it seemed to be studying Dino with great interest. What did that mean? He wondered aloud. Just then, a playful rabbit hopped out from behind a bush. "Looking for this, Mr. Dinosaur?" he asked, holding up a crumpled piece of paper. "This looks like a map," Dino exclaimed, eager to get more information about the glowing star. He took the map from the rabbit and unfolded it carefully. All around him, strange noises echoed through the trees, making Dino feel a little nervous. Suddenly, a deer with gentle brown eyes appeared in front of him. Soon, they reached a clearing, and in the middle of it stood a magnificent oak tree with sparkling leaves. Around its trunk were gathered all the animals from the forest: the owl, the rabbit, and many others, including playful squirrels, busy ants, and curious foxes. Just as he reached out to touch it, the deer nudged him gently and said, its light filled the clearing, chasing away the darkness and revealing the beauty of the forest. "You did it, Dino," the rabbit said proudly. "You brought light to our forest." Dino blushed and looked at the other animals. He realized that the most important thing wasn't the star or the light, but the happiness he had brought to the animals in the forest. Their faces were lit up with happiness, and their eyes shone with admiration. He had faced his fears and helped others, and he felt braver and happier because of it. He said goodbye to the animals, promising to return soon. With that, he turned and walked away from the clearing. The animals cheered and danced, their voices echoing through the trees. "Make a wish, Dino." Dino hesitated. He had so many wishes, but he couldn't decide which one to choose. Dino suddenly reappeared on the bed, just as the first rays of sunlight streamed through the window. He didn't remember anything from Dino's nighttime escapade, but he knew that his stuffed dinosaur had magical abilities when no one was looking. Timmy opened his eyes and saw Dino sitting on his bed. He reached out and hugged his stuffed toy tightly. "Good night, Dino," he whispered, and instantly fell asleep. Little did he know that Dino was already on his way, embarking on yet another thrilling adventure. "You had another adventure last night, didn't you, Dino?" he whispered. Dino simply purred in response. Then he remembered what the owl had said earlier. The glowing star shines brightest when he believes in himself. Dino realized that he didn't need a wish to be happy. He knew that while he was asleep, Dino was having the most amazing adventures, bringing light and happiness to the world. A big smile spread across Timmy's face. He couldn't wait for bedtime so he could hear all about Dino's new escapades. Instead, he wanted to share the star's light with everyone in the forest. "Are you lost, little dinosaur?" she asked softly. It was smaller than Dino had imagined, but its light was warm and inviting. As Dino approached the clearing, the animals parted to let him pass. They cheered as he approached the star, their voices echoing through the clearing. "Excuse me," Dino asked politely, "but have you seen a glowing star in the sky?" The owl blinked slowly and hooted softly. "The glowing star shines brightest when he believes in himself," it said mysteriously. It looked dark and scary from where he stood, but Dino was determined to reach the center. Taking a deep breath, he walked inside. Then, with a final hoot, it spread its wings and flew away, disappearing into the darkness. The animals gathered around Dino, their voices filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Dino, for bringing light to our forest," said the deer. "You are truly brave," added the owl. Even in his sleep, he knew that Dino would have many exciting escapades during the night. "It's in the center of the forest," the deer said kindly. "I'll show you the way." Dino felt a surge of gratitude and relief. He thanked the deer and followed her deeper into the forest. Before Timmy could ask any questions, Dino hopped off the bed and walked towards the wardrobe. And following the lines and swirls, He could see that they led to the very center of the forest, where a large circle marked the spot where the glowing star shone brightly. "Thank you," Dino said to the rabbit. "Will you come with me?" The rabbit shook his head playfully. "No, thank you. I've got an appointment with a juicy carrot. Good luck finding your star," he said with a wink before hopping away. His green scales glistened in the moonlight streaming through the window, making him look like a real dinosaur. He padded softly across the room, careful not to wake Timmy, and then crept towards the door. He tiptoed past sleeping dogs, climbed over garden walls, and continued deeper into the night. As he walked, he hummed a little tune, which sounded like the chirping of crickets mixed with the roar of a waterfall. With nimble paws, he opened the door and disappeared inside. The garden was bathed in silver moonlight, and the flowers swayed gently in the soft breeze. But Dino wasn't interested in flowers or the moon. He was looking for the glowing star that shone brightly in the sky. Dino had seen it while he was watching over Timmy, and it had captured his attention. He wanted to find out what it was and why it glowed so mysteriously. Left alone in the darkness, Timmy couldn't help but smile. Meanwhile, in the silent house, Dino tiptoed out of the wardrobe and onto the floor. As he opened it and stepped outside, Dino gasped. With that thought in mind, Dino started his journey. Suddenly, Dino spotted a wise old owl perched on a nearby tree. Dino tilted his head in confusion. On the map, Dino saw his house and the garden. Dino nodded and continued on his way. He followed the map, which led him through fields and over hills, until he reached the edge of the forest. The trees were tall and thick, and their branches formed a canopy overhead, blocking out the moonlight. "I'm looking for the glowing star," Dino replied shyly. As they walked, Dino noticed that the trees began to glow with an eerie green light, and the sounds of the forest changed from scary to welcoming. At the base of the tree was a small hill, and on top of it sat a glowing star. Dino looked at the star in awe. It was beautiful, and he couldn't understand why the animals were so drawn to it. With that thought in mind, he touched the star, and it responded by shining even brighter. Suddenly, Dino felt a tug on his tail. He turned around to see the rabbit. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, the light faded, and the star returned to its original size. Dino felt a warmth spread through him that had nothing to do with the fading light. It was the feeling of knowing that he had helped others. Just then, the first rays of sunlight peeked through the trees, and Dino knew it was time to go. As he made his way back home, Dino couldn't stop smiling. Meanwhile, back in Timmy's room, the little boy stirred in his sleep. Timmy sat up in bed and looked around the room. As the morning passed, Timmy couldn't stop thinking about Dino. And so, as the sun set and the stars twinkled in the sky, Timmy snuggled deep into his blankets.